your overall similarity count as a total what is coming, always try to maintain it. I'm talking about the total overall count. 10 or below 10. 10 or below 10. What is the word I used? Did I use the word plagiarism? No. Similarity. What should be the plagiarism? Some students call and ask. In my assignment before submit, I have 16% plagiarism. Is it okay? I said, come on, your plagiarism should be 0. Plagiarism should be 0. What do you mean by plagiarism? You taken contents from someone else's work, you have not cited, you have not referenced. You take someone else's work and presenting as your work. It's an academic crime. You should fail, and you will fail. Plagiarism should be 0. Okay? What do you mean by similarity? Yes, you have taken some ideas, a statistic, or maybe a diagram from somewhere, or maybe some facts about industry and its growth. Because you didn't do the calculation, someone else has done it. Okay, you used it because it's important for your assignment to justify something. Please properly cite and reference it according to Harvard standard, and don't, even you cite and reference, don't just copy and paste. Read and understand it and write in your own words. If it is not a statistic, if it is a paragraph or something, you have the potential of reading it, understanding it, and write in your own words. But still you have to cite it because idea is not yours. You have to cite. So similarity, overall count should be 10 or below 10. Then when you double click on that overall count, then you get the breakdown from different sources how much you have taken. Remember, from one source you can't take more than 1%. From one source you can't take more than 1%. Okay, these are telling because some. You ask from Ms. Nishanta also, we have been there in the panels. There are a couple of people who have walked out from the MBA without MBA. Some ask, is it a fiction or a hypothetical situation? No, it's not a hypothetical situation. Couple of students have walked out from the MBA without the MBA. Why? Because they have tried to test whether what we are saying is true or not. Unfortunately, it has given bitter experience. First time maybe don't submit it or maybe don't do it to get a pass. Second time doing something and uploading, high similarity. Both the chances could not get through. You're going out of the MBA only with a postgraduate diploma. Can you tell your workplace colleagues, only 2 attempts because some don't submit it with the batch. Then I told you earlier also that it's considered as non-submission failure. You have another chance, one chance only. Then in that second attempt also, due to some reason, maybe high similarity or maybe not done the things properly to get the sufficient marks, if you could not gain the 40, you will walk out from the MBA without the MBA. And I say, why she's telling all the bad news today, asking us to come today and tell? Because you are not late now. You are not late. We are wrong if we tell this after about 3, 4, 5 weeks have gone in the BDP cycle. If we are telling, then all of us are wrong. You can accuse us. Saying why these people are telling now. Now you are not late. Right? And you can remember that we have been telling this in our tutorial classes also. Right? Many times, maybe nearly about 20 to 15 minutes we take to guide you this similarity and don't do this, in every slide we have it. Right? This is the reason. Another funny thing that sometimes two students appear in the inquiry panel, and in the final project you have to face another inquiry panel, not only the local one, the university one, right? And 2 different students, they are from 2 different batches, but they are doing the BDP parallelly. They have seen each other that both of them are coming to BSc to do the MBA, but they don't know each other. They got to know each other in the inquiry panel. What has happened? Person called X, to do the BDP, he has taken the support from this third party. This third party has told X, don't worry, I'll do original piece of work, pay me this much. X has paid him that much and he is doing the project now to X. Unfortunately, Y also have come to the same third party. Let's say I'm doing this type of project. Okay, I'll do a brilliant work. No, nothing will be, plagiarize, just okay, pay me this much. Right? What this person, independent party, has done, some contents, not everywhere, some contents tally in student X and student Y. Both of them failed due to collusion. Students who could easily go for a distinction in the entire MBA, second time they did it and managed to pass somehow, but they end up in a normal pass. Don't try to experiment such things, because all these bad messages are not created stories, these are real happening. Okay? So please avoid yourself from all these academic malpractices. So plagiarism should be 0. Keep the similarity count, as I mentioned, overall count 10 or below 10. From one source you can't take more than 1%. Always cite and reference, even though you write things that you refer from other sources. Don't copy and paste, write it in your own words, still cite and reference, right? And don't take contents from your previous assignments, you will fail due to self-plagiarism. Don't take contents from others, even passed out students. As for Ms. Nishant, now, there's a student who's pending with results for nearly 6 months. Because university is investigating that process, because he has taken contents from passed out student. University can even revoke the degree from the student who got the certificate course. These are the penalties. Student who has already passed the MBA also can lose his MBA, because he has helped another person to do an academic malpractice. And you will be blacklisted in the university databases where you can't do any UK qualification. These are the severe repercussions. So please make sure that you are not going to get into any of these traps, because the punishments will be very big, right? So if you have decided, okay, I also want to go through these formats and see what business is more suitable for me, other than, okay, I have the access to data, but I just want to see that mainly detail what are the areas that we have to cover when we are doing the new business and existing business. These are the page numbers, no need to turn them now, you can go home and turn them. Just you can take down in somewhere in the corner of the book. If you are going to do a new business, you have to refer the format from page number 19 to 53. New business, page number 19 to 53. If it is an existing business, page number 155 to 162. 155 to 162 if you are going to do existing business. So this is another way that you can take the final decision, am I going to do a BDP for a new or existing business, and also think about the access that you have for the sufficient data. Another thing the students fail sometimes, they think, what is this format in the BDP manual? I know a better format. Do it in that format and you will fail. Why? Because these formats have been created in a way that how the marking scheme is assessing you. If you come up with your own format, certain areas what is checked according to marking scheme might be missing in your BDP. So that is the reason, so you have to follow the right format which has been mentioned in these pages. Okay? Those are the pages against which we are guiding you when we start the guidance sessions in the forthcoming weeks. And as I told that attendance and being punctual for the session is a must. I told you there are no individual guidance sessions because all 3 supervisors should be there to guide you for the every guidance session. Another thing is supervisors. All 3 of us will be here at the time when we are guiding. But when you submit there's something called business development proposal brief. You have to, I think Amal has already emailed you that format. You have to fill that and submit it in the deadline that Amal is saying you. She will send you that email. I told you that it can happen within this week or maybe early next week. So once she said it, there will be a deadline there. When do you have to submit that? That's a hard copy you have to submit, not to email, hard copy. Then your business development proposal briefs will be collected by Amali. And she will make a list in an Excel sheet. And then randomly your BDP briefs will be divided among 3 of us. So whoever the the lecturer who get your BDP brief will be your supervisor. That person will go through your BDP brief and will give you comments, and prior to your final submission, he or she is the one who is going through your 100% business development proposal draft and showing you where you have to do the improvements or what else to add, what else to what to remove. All these things, comments will be given by that particular supervisor. But when we are guiding, all three are here in the class. Okay. Then, as I told you that there will be a submission date. On that date, you have to submit the business development proposal. And what Mr. Nishant is going to explain in a little while, that's a research reflection report. Both you have to submit on the same deadline date, and Amali will mention that in her email. When is your deadline to submit the soft copy of the BDP and the RRR, which is the research reflection report. So you have to follow the deadline. I told you that you can't get extensions for different mitigating circumstances. Those are not valid in front of the eyes of the exam board of the university. Then as I told you that now when you get registered with the university, you will be governed by the university regulations, not with BSc or LSc regulations. You will become university students. The word count is strictly 12,000 words in your business development proposal. When we are guiding you all, we will tell you approximately to each chapter what might be the approximate word count. So you can plan yourself. Because the difficult question that we face as supervisors is, at the end, before they submit the 100% draft, they ask, Miss So sir, I have a BDP with 45,000 words. Where can I cut? It actually happened. Now you might say, oh, 12,000 doing 45,000 words. There are students who write, I know what's going in your mind because I have been a student once. Right? She's talking, I'm thinking how to write the 12,000 words. She's talking about the students who are coming in. There are many, 45,000 words, 38,000 words. Like Bibles. Then they ask how to cut it. We can't tell where to cut. Why? Then student might say, I lost my distinction because my supervisor asked me to cut this area. That's the area that I have the cream of my work. If that has been there, I might have ended up in a distinction. We are not ready to take that risk. That's why when we are guiding you, we are telling you this chapter approximately it should be, now for an example, introduction chapter should be approximately 1500 words. So practically the 1500 words you can't keep the full stop. Some words it can be here and there, but manage your introduction chapter within the range of 1500. Like that we are telling you for each chapter what should be the approximate word count. So managing the word count also a report writing talent that they evaluate through the final project. So word count should be 12,000. This I'm sure that you are familiar than your home address because every tutor is showing in their tutorial material this. Don't put any answers in image format. Now don't ask can't we insert pictures. You know that you can insert pictures. What do you mean by the images? Some students the explanation answers, tables which not written in their words, which have been taken from different sources to hide the word count, mainly to hide the plagiarism, they convert it to images. Your BDP will be rejected. University will not accept. Don't test it. Punishments are simple. Right, you will be kept at 40 next time you will be. So don't convert any tables into images. And some students, the paragraphs that they write, they put into a text box and they cancel the line around the text box. So it's like in Word they have typed. We can't be examiners if we don't know these, no? Right? We are not checking your ones and your ones are checked in the university and they are matured than us also. They have vast experience than us also. So you can't play with this. So don't convert any answers into images. It will be rejected. Okay? These I'm sure we have guided you in our tutorials also. So this can't be rocket science. You know this. This is the reason that we took long time for you in our tutorial sessions to guide you for formatting. Because same thing you are following in the final project. Right? The font type Times New Roman, main headings 14 bold, subheadings 12 bold, normal font should be size 12, space between two lines should be 1.5, and more instructions on formatting will be there on page number 63 in your BDP manual. about the margins and all. And then on the or before the deadline, you have to set a deadline prior to the real deadline. If the deadline is, for an example, on 1st of July, you have to set a deadline. It has to be at least 1 week before that. Why? Minimum. Then you can upload and see. Am I privy to any high similarity? Is my document in a risk? What else I can change? So all these things you can see if you upload in advance, because the portal link is open. You can upload in advance and see whether you are in the risk of high similarity or not, right? And on the deadline, or no, before the deadline date, when you are uploading, when you go to your student portal, there will be 2 links. One link is to upload your business development proposal. Other link is to upload your research reflection report. Please upload the right document to the right link. There are some children, I use the word children because they can't find the link, right? RRR they have uploaded to the BDP, BDP they have uploaded to the RR. So I'm sure that none of you will do like that because you are mature students, okay? And other thing is, what you upload as a soft copy, exactly the same thing that you have to take as the hard copy. Something, okay, today I am uploading the soft copy. Today is the deadline. Until tomorrow evening we have time to submit the hard copy. I am going to add some more things which I could not add for the soft copy, and I am going to bind and give it. Both will be rejected. Today is a bad day, all the bad things. Now this right? Now you know, now you treat, okay, I try to do that, but that's also not going to work out. Right? All these things. You should know, students, this is what is called orientation. Preparation. These things I should not do. I should know what you have to do now. Please manage, you can't manage time because 24 hours is there. You have to manage yourself to get the maximum out of the 24 hours available. The students who are doing really good work and taking distinctions and getting appreciated in the exam board by the university, they also have 24 hours for the day. You also have 24 hours for the day. Only thing is, it's about managing yourself to get the maximum out of the 24 hours. Another thing is, there is a day that you have to submit the 100% draft of the business development proposal. Some students come up with 10, 15 pages attached and telling the supervisor, actually this is what I could do, but I'm sure that within the next couple of days I can do it. What you could not do in 10 weeks, how can you do it in the next couple of days? The day that you have to submit the 100% draft to your supervisor, 100% should be there. The formatting, executive summary, the entire BDP with the research findings, analysis, references, bibliography, everything should be there when you submit the 100% draft to your supervisor. Then only you can get the 100% feedback from your supervisor. Because if you have just put the heading and left messages like this, to be continued, like telegrams, right? In the process, then we can't give a comment because we don't know to be continued what result you will come out. So this area has not been done. And we don't know to give a comment because that area is blank. Right? So make sure when you are giving the 100% draft, it's a complete 100%, then you will get very insightful comments for you to fine tune and upload your final version. Okay? And this how to make the original report is too much for today. We'll guide that when we are guiding you for the RRR. It will be information overloading. We tell that today. And when you bind the document, this is not the right way, this is not the right way, this is the right way, which is very cost effective and easy to bind. This is what the university wants. Okay? And we will be showing some samples in the class in our guidance sessions for you to not the inside, but the outside, when you bound it, how it looks like. Because students say, because we protect your information and the confidentiality of it. You propose things for existing company or company sensitive information are there. We don't want anyone to see. And you might come up with your own business idea. We don't want anyone to steal your business ideas. Because idea stealing can happen. So we guarantee the confidentiality for your information. That is why we don't even display samples in the library. Right? Because it can be, if it is the existing business, it can be someone else's company information. Both are in trouble. The institution is in trouble, you are in trouble. For allowing the institution your company documents in a public place for public access. And if it is your individual business idea, someone else will copy. And they usually call you that collusion it has taken place. Your contains are mapped with and others do not contain passed out. You are the passed out person. What happens? So this is the reason we are not keeping your BDP even as samples in the library for anyone to see, because we are protecting your information. So that is a guarantee, right? So this is the way that you should buy. And do you want to hear any more bad messages? If there are questions, you can ask.
Means we need to submit on the 10th week for you to mark.
No, not the 10th week actually. 2 weeks before your deadline, 3 weeks before your deadline.
Means on that time we should be fully completed.
You have to be fully completed, because 2 weeks supervisors need to go through, because we have to read the entire thing. For you only one BDP, for us it can be 15 BDPs. Right? Very good that you asked that question. Other thing is, what you are going to do after you submit the 100% BDP draft to us until your supervisor give you comment, what you are going to do? You are going to write the RRR, what Mr. Nishant is going to explain. Right? Because RRR are also equally important. He will tell more information about that. Some students pass BDP, fail RRR, fail the entire module.
Both have different.
BDP is 12,000 words, RRR is 4,000 words. Both marked out of 100. From BDP, 80% is taken, from RRR, 20% is taken. Okay. Thank you for asking the question. Any more questions? Okay, then Mr. Nishant will continue with the research reflection report.
Okay, good evening. Good evening. Thanks you all. Final phase. 3 phases. So you maintain that, yeah?
They were happy, I made them scared. They were happy with me.
Okay, so I think you have a very clear picture about the project, yeah? The final major project, which you need to handle with 12,000 words, and all the important things, important facts. Mr. Afsar has indicated already, right? So if you need further any questions, and remember this is a very important period for the final phase, because it's worth of 60 credits, right? 60 credits. If you don't have that 60, then you have to work out with the postgraduate diploma. Yeah? So all wasted time, money that you spend, sacrifices, everything will go waste. So like Mr. Afsar said, you have to take it as a serious matter. And especially the time management, right? So all of you are from the sector, different sectors, yeah. From the industry, we have commitments, responsibilities, right? Deadlines, everything. And top of that, we have family commitments as well, right? So this is the important thing you have to understand. These 12 weeks, there can be a lot of unexpected things also involved, right? So that's the nature. Right? If you are in a bottleneck, if you are in a tight schedule, there can be a lot of unexpected things come to your life. Right? So you have to be very careful, especially even when you are traveling, when you concentrate on other things, you have to be very careful, because this is a very important period, this 12 weeks. Right? So you have to work with really with your sense. Okay, so in this final major project, there are few academic requirements involved. Not like normal assignments. So assignments you just attend the module 2.5 days, and then the tutorial, and then you have 5 to 6 weeks to submit 4,000 words. That's it. Yeah, you get your grade. But in this final major project, your project 12,000 words, right? Your business development proposal plus research reflection report, right? We call RRR or triple R plus ethics exemplars. Yeah. So those are the three areas, three academic requirements that you need to fulfill within these 12 weeks. Yeah. So the first barrier, the first requirement, Ms. Hafsa already explained in detail about selecting the topic or the title or the area. It can be in the business proposal or existing proposal, right? So we will be guiding you when once we start the cycle. And I'm going to brief you about the research reflection report as a second requirement, second academic requirement, right? Now, what's the requirement is, or what sort of requirement is this is, in this report, you have to assess yourself. You have to do what? You have to assess yourself. It's a critical self-assessment. Research reflection report. It's a research, but actually it's a reflection report. I prefer to say it's a self-reflection report. Right? Now, what's the purpose? Actually, not only in your MBA, this is compulsory. It's any postgraduate studies. Even you do integrated case study, even you do dissertation, even any postgraduate studies, you need to submit this document. This is mainly about how you develop, how you gain knowledge, how you apply techniques, models, methods, right? How you fail, right? Applying a model, how you fail, applying a technique, how you fail, then what experience you had, what are the barriers you made, how professionally you develop, knowledge that you gain, learning, objectives, how you achieve, learning and outcome. Like that, so many things you need to focus. So therefore, what you have to do is, there's a template for RRR, right? Amali will email very soon. I don't know whether she email, not yet, no? Only the brief, the proposal you got, yeah. So very soon she will email all the documents, all the necessary documents, right? So important thing is, once she email, please download each and every document and create a different folder, BDPO, final major project, and save them. And go through one by one, because when you come in the sessions, sometimes when I start to explain exemplars, when I say devolve ethics approval form, then just like lost, you know, because you have to download all the forms and get familiar with those forms. You need those. You have to submit those forms to us. Same manner, some templates are there. So this is one of the template, right? Addition to this, you get a cover page for BDP, cover page for RRR, which are different from your assignment submission cover pages. Those are different. So those cover pages. So remember, there's a separate cover page for BDP, there's a separate cover page for RRR. So therefore, you need to get familiar. Just download them and to see what parameters you need to give there, right? So like that, RRR comes as a template. So in that template, on your right hand side, it explains, it gives description, right? So reading that description, you have to write your answer on your right hand side, right? I'll show you later the template, but this is I'm just briefing about the RRR, yeah? So, for example, the first component of the RRR is, right, about the research methods and processes you apply, that you follow, yeah? So, remember, now you all done research methodologies module, right? You have experience now at proposal level how to plan for research, right? Remember, you all started with the background, significance, rationale, problem identification, yeah? Overall research questions, specific and objectives, and then you did a literature review, critique, yeah? And then the design and all like that. So we had a structure there, right? The same thing in your final project, you need to apply that knowledge. You need to apply to conduct a proper research, right? So the application of the research when it comes to new business proposal and existing business proposals, two different locations, but the same scope. The main idea behind your research in your final major project is to gather, to collect empirical evidence and non-empirical evidence and justify the viability, feasibility of the project.